Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Thursday, November 13th meeting of the Lakeville Conservation Commission. We are being recorded by LakeCAM. Is anybody else recording? Seeing none, we'll start by introducing ourselves.
I'm Mark Minton, I'm the agent.
John LeBlanc.
Nancy Yates.
Joseph Chamberlain. Mark Knox.
Matthew Ferraro.
Okay, first on the agenda is a request for determination. Oh, come on. For 14 Beech Tree Drive, and I will look for a motion to open the hearing.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, I will read the notice of the public hearing. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, the Wetland Protection Act, the Lakeville Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Thursday, November 13th at 6:30 p.m. at the Lakeville Police Station, 323 Bedford Street, on a request for determination of applicability. The applicant, Darcy Bramley, is proposing to move a 10 by 12 shed from a neighboring property. The project is located at 14 Beech Tree Drive and is also identified as Assessor's Map 43, Block 9, Lot 6. Mark, I'll turn it over to you.
Okey doke. So this one's pretty straightforward. The Bramleys, called, they have a shed, it's 10 by 12, I believe. And it's adjacent property. It's right down Beech Tree towards the end. I guess that's north.
It's like right across the street.
Yeah, right across the street. And they're proposing to put it on their property. You can look at the filing. They have a figure that's actually better than mine probably. It's in color. It's about 30 feet off the pond, but there's no soil disturbance involved. Is my understanding. Can be placed on cinder blocks.
Slab, cinder blocks laid down.
No stone under it or anything?
No stone, nothing. Just drop it in place. I have a company.
Nancy.
Who's gonna pick it up and drop it in place. So we have a couple of neighbors that have been.
He's speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For a long time.
Excuse me, just one second. When you're speaking, like I said, you really have to come up to the microphone and introduce yourself.
Right at this table here.
Yeah.
There are two microphones on
Because we can hear
either
you,
side.
Yeah, we can hear
It
you.
won't get
but-
picked up by the
by
meeting.
Yes, I'm sorry. And just give your name when you get there.
There,
Yep,
Scott Lyons.
thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
So yes, we have two neighbors that apparently the shed has been there for a long time. It's very structural, very nice, and we need some space. And they had a little, like, family war because I guess the shed has been on somebody else's property for a long time. So it became like a feud. And our neighbor said, "Do you want our shed?" I'm like, "What?"
the ultimate recycling.
So then I researched online and I found a company that just picks it up, puts it down, levels it on cinder blocks. So I'm like, it made sense. And we'll get rid of the battle with the neighbors and we got room for storage because, you've been down Beech Tree. I'm sure you've been down the
Yes,
neighborhood.
I'm sure I have.
So I would like to just be able to have a place to put all the lawn equipment, just a lawnmower is gonna be stored in there, garden equipment, as simple as that,
And Mark's been to look at it.
Yep.
Yeah,
The lawn-
and Mark was down, he looked at it, we walked around the property and, I think, So-
The lawn's vegetated, so.
yeah.
It's,
I'm kind of a naturalist, I feed all the birds, I get yelled at. I feed the ducks, squirrels, geese, everything else.
Okay, so, anybody have any Yep, go ahead.
What are they gonna move it with? How heavy of a piece of equipment is gonna pick that up and?
They have this machine where they just,
It straddles.
yeah, it goes, picks it up and
I guess I just
we just
would wanna make sure that
actually,
it's
we
not
just-
so heavy that it's gonna collapse into the lawn or
Oh,
create a
no,
disturbance
no,
that
no.
it I would imagine they're gonna put pads down if that was the case.
We don't even
So
need
just-
pads because the land's so solid, nothing sinks into our lawn.
You ever see them move the rental storage things?
Yep.
That,
And we just had a pod delivered and taken,
Yeah.
yeah, it just, and it's actually, it's amazing
Great idea,
engineering.
yeah.
So there's no soft spots in the lawn, nothing's gonna sink.
Yep, I just have to ask. You
No,
said
I know,
You're
yeah.
gonna move it somehow and
I
don't want some guy
understand
to
that.
hook his tractor to it and drag.
No, I don't
and
want
then
to
you
see
got a
him
rut
get stuck in the lawn.
30
either.
feet long.
Or over your septic system.
Exactly.
Okay,
You
so you
know?
already have that
Do you know where your
identified.
septic is?
Yes,
It's not near it, right?
it's on, if you're looking at the house itself,
Yeah.
it's just to the right in front of the tree.
So make
So
sure
it's
this,
in the front of the lawn.
yeah, just make sure this guy doesn't back over.
Oh, yeah, no. So we have a boat, there's actually a boat ramp. We have a second lot, there's a boat ramp.
Yeah.
So that is my point of egress to get it over there without any interruption.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I would look for a motion to close the hearing.
With a negative determination? Or are you looking to add on to
You
that?
can do it all on, you can do it all in one motion if you want. A motion to close the hearing and issue a -3 determination.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good to go.
Thank you.
Easy peasy.
Good luck. Enjoy your new shed.
Slightly used shed.
Is it, Mark, is it appropriate for us to leave, or do we stay with the whole meeting? No, it's okay.
Sign in?
Get out while you can.
Yeah, really.
Thank you, everybody.
So we'll sign, the commission will sign the determination. You can come by, call and pick it up, a copy.
All right.
And if you got questions, we'll.
Wonderful.
All right. Yeah, sure, yeah. Nice to see you all.
Take
Have a
care.
great night.
Okay, next up is Lot 1, Pinecrest Village. Motion to open the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will read. Notice of public hearing pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, the Wetland Protection Act. The Lakeville Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on November 13th, 2025 at 6:30 PM at the Lakeville Police Station, 323 Bedford Street, for a filing of a notice of intent. The applicant, Maroney Building and Contracting Incorporated, is proposing to construct a single-family home with amenities that include a garage, paved driveway, deck, septic system, and private well on Lot 1, Pinecrest Village in Lakeville, Mass. The house, garage, private well, a portion of the driveway, and associated grading are located within the 100-foot buffer zone of bordering vegetative wetland located on site. The project is located off Pinecrest Drive and is also identified as Assessors Map 43, Block 7, Plot 1-20. Jason?
How you
you're up.
doing? Jason Youngquist, Outback Engineering. I'm here with the applicant, Greg Maroney. And this is Lot 1, as you mentioned, Pinecrest Village, which is the two-lot subdivision that we had got approved through Planning Board and Conservation recently. This is just the septic design for that lot. We've kept everything out of the 25-foot buffer to the wetlands. The septic is outside the 100-foot buffer, and so it's just the house and some grading, a little bit of the driveway and the well that are within the 100-foot buffer to the wetlands. And as you recall from the subdivision process, this was a wetland line that was approved by an ORAD through the commission. And then there was also a order of conditions issued for the subdivision construction. It's all kind of tied together. It's because it's a smaller area, just for two lots.
Jason, did you guys put the road in already?
The lot's trees been cut, its stumps are still there, but the road has not been built yet. Just kind of want to get all the approvals in line because it's a smaller area. That way you can just kind of build things together. The erosion control are all up because you cut the trees. So that's all in.
I think I'd like Mark to address this first before the rest of us jump in.
Hi, nice to
Hello.
meet you. So, nice to meet you, Rick. So, I've been out there, I wasn't the agent for the first round of the review and approvals, but I've been out there a couple times, so, I guess there was, I had a little bit of confusion on this one. So, the filing is, there's one NOI for a single-family house, right?
Yep, lot one.
And then there's the, lot two is the RDA, and and based on the ANRAD or the ORAD,
Yep.
it's outside. So, and I was trying to find, I thought the filing for lot one says, stormwater doesn't apply, and because it's single family. But my confusion a little bit is, so the subdivision itself, which, the stormwater report
Yep.
discusses.
So there was a stormwater design and everything. drainage
Jason,
design.
want to let him finish first, please?
Sure.
That's okay.
Okay?
That's all I could
So,
do.
yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Anyhow, so the stormwater report, the way I read it, it's for the whole subdivision, and it discusses the two, the plan to put in two houses. So one of my concerns or my question is, so you've got the stormwater pond, infiltration pond. There's still some stuff lacking from the original filing related to stormwater. So, and again, it's a little, and I'm sorry, I'm not formulating my question probably as succinctly as I wish I could, but it's partly my confusion that, and it goes back to, if the filing, and I was just looking, I'm sorry, I think that the filing for lot one that's before the commission, checks the box that stormwater doesn't apply, which would make sense if it's a single family. But the whole project's part of this, a subdivision that stormwater does apply. So I don't know if you, yeah.
Does that have to do with under 4 lots?
Yes, so the stormwater, there was an entire drainage report designed that was part of the subdivision process. So when we did, we filed the Conservation and Planning Board, there's a stormwater report, there's a drainage analysis, pre versus post, everything that goes into a full stormwater design. That was reviewed by the boards and the commission's consultant, revisions were made. And that drainage report takes into consideration the two houses being built, the tree line where it's proposed. So all the drainage analysis was taken care of when we did the subdivision design. This is just for the house and the grading and the septic. So all the drainage, pre versus post, was analyzed in that original drainage report that was done with the subdivision.
All right, I think Mark's confusion might be in your original filing, which is 192-917. It calls out that you're proposing a subdivision and about all the grading and everything, and it checks off residential subdivision, and then yes, it is subject to the provisions of stormwater. And now when you're doing the single family house lot, you come back and check that the house that's part of this initial one is exempt from stormwater.
It's because we already did the stormwater analysis. So technically, the box could be checked yes, because the stormwater analysis is already done.
And then you would say, and here's all the paperwork we've
Yeah,
already given.
it's already in the,
And you approved, planning board and conservation.
Yep.
Because you did that for the road as a,
But typically, don't you put the road in, get signed off before you start building lots?
not necessarily, especially on something smaller like this. He's not gonna get, the building permit relies on getting all your approvals and everything. So, and this is smaller, so he needs to kind of move dirt and build things all at the same time as he's digging this foundation. He's gonna be digging, the drainage basin, so he's getting the equipment out there all at once. We want to get all our permits all at once, and so we can just, build.
I think you still have a ways to go with the planning board, which is included in this packet that we have as a covenant with the planning board that really calls out that
We have planning board approval.
The covenant that says, let's see, shall not sell or otherwise convey any lots in the subdivision or erect or place any permanent building until such time as construction of the ways and installation of the municipal services.
Yep, that's a typical covenant. That's always the way it is. So he cannot sell any house until his roadway is
Well, it
constructed.
says not erect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can't build his house until the road's in.
So I don't know why we would be looking at approval. I guess we think about steps. I don't know how the rest of the board feels like that, but there's certain steps to go through. There's absolutely nothing there. That is on a hill. Nothing's been started, and the drainage is important in that area. We've already said that, so I don't understand why you would want us to approve something until, a lot of times we don't approve it until, you know, you've been through some of the other boards, because I think it's been a problem before if we are like, okay, well, we're gonna approve it contingent on you putting in the road and you putting in the drainage and then they're doing the Board of Health, and that's just a lot of things to do. We'd maybe rather see that first, or I would, I don't know, Mark.
I was just gonna suggest, sort of what you just said, is because it's a notice of intent, just a condition based on maybe the retention pond being built, road to a certain point. So the subgrade is down, it's compacted, and sort of,
Erosion controls in place, you said that was already.
They're in, yes.
well, I think, I think I understand Jason's point of, this is a very small project in the realm of what the town has seen for projects over the years.
But in a very bad place.
Not,
And I
My
don't mean
point.
bad, I
Difficult,
mean in a very
difficult.
difficult, sorry, thank you, Joe. Yeah, how much trouble we've had in that whole area.
so I think his point is only, it's small in parameters wise, that he feels he can get all the permits. I understand your concern, the board's concern may be to not put the cart before the horse, that usually a developer comes in, lots get released. If you had a 10 or 20 lot subdivision, and some of those houses then would be coming in as filings after they're released by the planning board to go through that. We're looking at 2 lots and just a small stem of road. So would it be an option for conservation to condition a portion of, or the construction of the single family home based on some of the steps within the covenant already provided by the planning board?
Or,
So he leaves here with a permit, but he can't do X until Y is done.
no, because he's got an outstanding order, I'm talking about steps, he's got an outstanding order of conditions that covers all the drainage, which, by the way, it doesn't say stormwater report, it says drainage report, which Mark brought up too. It just says drainage report.
Same thing.
But everything seems to be in there,
It's
semantics,
the same
but it'd
thing.
be nice if it had stormwater. And it appears like the SWIP is already in there too.
OMM is in there.
But I'm just not comfortable when he's got an outstanding order of conditions. I mean, an outstanding already open, and now he wants another already outstanding. I don't see, we've already opened it. If we continue it, it doesn't seem like it would be a problem to bring it back after, instead of having to write that all up in an order of conditions. I think it would be, if he sticks to this order of conditions and gets this much done and then comes back, and we can then move on to the next one, because we've already opened it. There's no problem with continuing. We've continued things for years around here.
But, so you're saying he's gotta finish the road and get it 100% done
No,
before he comes back?
No, I don't think even the planning board said that, but some kind of semblance of, because of the drainage and because we had Beals and Thomas do the peer review on this, because the people down below have worked really hard in getting that drainage together. This is on a hill. It's an area that's really been in the past.
So may I
Yeah, go
interject
ahead.
something through you to Jason?
Yeah, of
For him
course.
to respond to you?
Yeah,
Through you, Nancy, could you provide a condition for us to put on that, to have you get the drainage in the road to a certain point before, so you could leave with all you need to get the notice of intent, order of conditions for lot one, but not be able to proceed until a certain portion of the road drainage and or roadway was built and constructed, so that the commission felt comfortable with no issues from the drainage, the runoff of the road construction until that point that you then started the house.
Yeah, because we can't even get a building permit on the house until the road and the drainage is in. So that's already conditioned. That house is not getting built until the road and the drainage is in. We just want to have the permit in hand, so we can move dirt when we're building. We got machines out there, we're moving dirt and everything's getting organized, all at the same time. But he can't build the house till he gets a lot released by planning board. So the road's in, the drainage is in. There's a whole construction series to make sure everything's protected. That's all part of the subdivision design that was approved. Construction sequence, all those things, that was part of that. So again, this house is not gonna get constructed. It's not gonna start framing or any of that stuff until it gets released by planning board, which means the road and the drainage is in. So you don't have to be concerned about approving this and all of a sudden it's getting built and the road's not there, because he can't build the house without the road.
Nancy?
Yeah, Joe, go.
Water departments of Taunton and New Bedford all squared away.
Mm-hmm. Yep, everybody was, yep.
So,
Me. I don't
Well, they
understand.
have to sign off on this, right?
On the planning board
On the
stuff,
plan-
yeah.
Through the planning board, right?
Yep, yep. These are on wells.
But
These are on wells.
wells anyway.
Yep.
But they're, just because they're proximity too.
Yep.
Long Pond is considered what, tributary to it, if you want to
Yep.
say.
Yep.
so I just to clarify, I mean, partly trying to review what already been approved and what you're seeking, the order of conditions. It was, in my mind, well, there was a couple things, but one of them primarily was the sequencing of when you start pulling stumps, when you start, moving earth. And I believe, and I'm sure, I know there's additional sedimentation or siltation control in the NOI, I believe, but at the same time, get water moving down that slope and it slopes to that's southeast, I believe, but down to that corner, and again, back to the idea that, it would not be good to send a plume of dirt down into the pond. And I know you agree, but it's more of for me, it's sequencing. And then I had some confusion that based on the NOI saying stormwater doesn't apply. I'm like, well, I'm just trying, and it's helpful, these are questions for you and
Yep.
you're answering the questions, but it's,
So in the part of the subdivision plan set, there's a construction period erosion control plan. So during the construction, when things are getting disturbed, there is measures to collect if it rains during the construction period. So that water is not sent to the wetlands, so it's not sent down Pinecrest Road, so it's not affecting any of the abutters. There's temporary sediment basins, there's temporary swales, diversion swales to contain all that runoff in case it rains during construction. Until that time when the roadway's built and the basin's built, and then at that point, the runoff's getting caught in the roadway and the catch basins and diverted into the infiltration basin. So in the subdivision plan set, there is a construction period erosion control plan, all built into the subdivision plan set.
and that's with planning, that would be.
That was
I don't
approved,
know if
yeah.
I've seen that.
So that was part of the order conditions for the plans. The subdivision plans were approved by Conservation and Planning Board and reviewed by, I do believe it was B&T did the review. But that's a construction period, sedimentation and erosion control.
And again, in my mind, the sequencing, all that stuff being in place would be good, then to proceed with the, right, with the
Another question.
stormwater
What
control.
are notifications do we
Yep.
I have those there. There aren't that many, but
I know this came up previously, but there was the construction pad entering the site. I'm assuming all that would be part of,
Yep, that's all part of the,
pre-construction or construction.
I don't see that in our order of conditions, the sequencing plan, well, unless
Well, it
it's
references-
on the plan.
yeah, it's on the plan. It references the subdivision plan set, and that stuff is all on the subdivision plans. You know, so it could be conditioned, this order of conditions for the lot could be conditioned that subject to the planning board covenants for house construction. That would ensure that everything's built per the subdivision plan set.
I think it's in the order of conditions that, all work including site preparation, land disturbance, construction, and redevelopment shall be implemented in accordance with the construction period pollution prevention and erosion sedimentation control plan, and if applicable, the SWIP. So it's in the order of conditions, at least here. I don't know if I've seen it, or I don't know plan, but
Yep.
In the order of conditions from the planning board or from us?
From us.
Beals and Thomas did the order of conditions.
this,
Add that added page is what Beals and Thomas did. We piggybacked on there. Anybody else? John?
I think we have to deal with the road separate from the lot. And I think actually, this order of conditions for the road is very extensive. I don't really see a problem with issuing an order of conditions on the lot. Obviously, the only thing we're worried about is contamination of the wetlands, so,
And the drainage.
and the drainage.
Which is captured by the stormwater for the road.
Yeah, they've made provisions for the construction period and afterwards, so, I mean, if we can refer to the original order of conditions and just make
And
sure.
have to like redo it, like I'm just not liking writing the order of conditions for this when we still have an outstanding order of conditions over here.
Well, but I think we do that with
Really not
subdivisions all the
outstanding,
time.
it's just open, isn't it?
It's
yeah.
open, yeah.
And it will be
Well,
open,
this-
even if we did it after the road was constructed, it would still be open when we filed this, because that order of conditions for the road does not get finished till both houses are up, everything's
Well, how many times
seated,
have we
it's a
had-
long process, a long ways away.
How many times have we had open order of conditions, all of a sudden somebody finds it in a deed search and,
And usually those are on a lot, not on the road,
right.
because
Or it's an open one on the
the
road.
developer will come
And
back
somebody's
to
trying to
seek
sell
his
the lot.
bond though, usually, and there are reasons for them to
Right.
seek their closure where a lot for an individual single-family home
But-
doesn't always get sought like that.
But every subdivision, if it has a lot that borders wetland, is gonna have two different order of conditions. The lot's gonna have its own and the road's gonna have. But I don't see a problem.
Matt?
Question on the butters.
There's gonna be 3 of them, so it'll be 2 lots in the road.
Right.
The other lot was an RDA, so it wouldn't,
So that's not within the 100-foot buffer.
there's just a little bit of grading.
There
Yes,
was a-
Joe?
The Farrell, who owns bits and pieces of land down there, never get a response, or was it delivered, or?
Those don't always come back. I don't have the canceled out ones, I'd have to check.
And Stephen Reed? I didn't have that one.
Yeah, so we have the receipts at the office. I don't, if they didn't come back yet, I didn't bring, obviously. I didn't
Okay,
bring
I
it.
think these were just done, right?
Yeah. They-
The only give that, in my opinion, that I will give is, I don't wanna make the motion tonight of what the order of conditions is gonna be. I need to really sit down with Mark, and if we're gonna approve this,
Yeah, understandable.
I don't even wanna think about it until, cause that is a problem that we have to deal with, is that order of conditions. And I want time to think about it, so I don't wanna close the hearing and issue an order of conditions that we haven't even thought about yet. I wanna work on that.
Can we discuss some of that tonight? Like, I think that as a full board, we could give good
Yeah.
suggestions as to maybe, you know, what conditions, and I think, you know, I think John and Mark alluded to that referencing of the site plan approval for the roadway, the
Right,
subdivision.
and the covenant,
And the order of
original-
conditions
the
on the
original-
subdivision.
Yeah,
And within, not getting ahead of myself, but
Order of conditions.
this approval for this NOI, within a condition for that, you referencing our original, and maybe put a timetable or a trigger, just like the covenants for the planning board did, within your approval. You know, make a condition of the notice of intent for the order of conditions.
wait a minute, now you're losing me. All right, I don't want to,
Well, you seemed
Say
concerned
that.
you seemed concerned that you wanted a certain portion of the roadway completed and then drainage.
Right.
At least that basin built, so that the temporary stuff, everything is within the temporary construction process, Jason, is going to flow into that pond once it's built? Or is it gonna be diverted elsewhere?
It's diverted to adjacent to it. There's, sediment, basins, because you don't want it muddling up your.
you're supposed to be protecting them while you're actually,
Yeah,
right?
so,
This,
yeah,
the special sand that's in the bottom, you don't
Yeah.
want it clogged with that
Yeah.
silt, but.
yeah. So you're trying to keep everything out of that until your road's paved and things are stabilized and you're getting clean runoff. And
And
that's what
there's
we
an
have.
iron plate you have to put somewhere on Beech Tree?
Yep.
Where is that exactly? It's not on
It's
the,
over, they call it the frog, you know what the frog pond
the
is?
frog, so you have to cut, that's what I thought. It said on Beech Tree that you
So
gotta
there's a-
protect the frog pond.
There's a pipe that goes underneath the road from that frog pond. There was concerns, so we just, we had come up with putting a steel plate. That's part of the,
Yep,
it's part of the planning
It
boards
is.
too.
and
Steel
where it
plate over
happens in the
that.
sequence.
Yep, it's part of, so
Should be-
when the big, yeah, that's all in the planning board's approvals. And your original order of conditions, so that's already taken care of. That the steel plate would be put down for the big trucks. Any
And some
big
kind
truck.
of a pad too,
That's already built,
okay? It is?
yeah.
We were just there.
Yeah.
Did we miss something?
I haven't-
Tracking pad,
The tracking pad, the gravel's in there. Yep,
Oh, I saw the gravel.
that's
The
the
stone.
tracking pad.
That's
Where the
tracking
trucks
pad.
come and go, the tires will clean off
It
as
didn't
they.
look like it was spread out yet, it just looked like there was a
It's got a nice
pile there.
hammerhead to turn around in, yep.
Okay. So tell me again,
I just think you put a reference within the conditions on lot one that goes back and references the steps for the road construction and put in that this house cannot be built until at least all of the temporary drainage,
well, like,
and grading, rough grading for the road construction is complete. So that he's roughly built so that they have proper access to the front of the lot, and all of the temporary drainage at least flows to where it's supposed to flow.
all right.
You're just writing in safeguards.
Yeah.
And we usually speak out all the conditions. I guess that's what I'm saying is I'm only gonna go along with this if we close the hearing and you wanna say we're gonna issue an order of conditions, but I'm not spelling out what they are because I don't know. Even though you're saying all that.
I'm
I
not
don't
saying,
know.
I'm not saying tonight.
Okay.
I just wanted to have the discussion publicly,
Okay,
not have to have you and Mark have it alone over the next 4 weeks. Trying to give input so they can say, oh, this Mark said, and we should include that. We took some notes on it. And then.
you're gonna watch
does-
the.
Does anybody else have any suggestions as to a condition if you feel uncomfortable with, which, again, I haven't gone through the covenants for the planning board, but it sounds like everything is pretty well protected in the order of things, that they're here just to try to get paperwork done prior to construction.
But
I guess the question to ask is, what's the harm in issuing them an order of conditions at this point?
At our next meeting.
Well, yeah, but, I mean,
yeah, that's what I
Prior
would like
to
to
the
do.
road-
I would like
Yeah.
input from everybody and then we would come back and
but prior to the road being in, what's the harm in issuing a notice?
just make sure the drainage.
Well,
because of
but
what
there
it
are a
is.
number of different places
Right, there
where it
are.
says that has to be
Yeah.
done. So,
And here's the other thing, it's on Mark to watch this in this sequence, so
Yeah.
that's a good job upon him, a big job upon him also.
yeah,
Is there a way
Because
to,
of the area, it's the area that.
yeah, there's always some contention that comes out of there, and I fully understand.
Okay,
And there's always runoff issues. Is there a way to succinctly reference the previous orders of conditions that are already opened?
I mean, isn't that,
yeah, that's what you already said
See-
that, that's what we're gonna do, we're gonna,
I mean, isn't that,
There's almost, I'm sorry. Excuse
go
me.
ahead, Mark.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I think there's boilerplate language that, like, it's, you know, it's not exactly it, but in orders of conditions, you know, if there's a contradiction between, site plan and the NOI, you know, it's the NOI that takes, you know, language, so we could cross-reference back to,
I think we
This
might
way.
be getting a little too deep into the weeds here.
Okay,
We already have an order of condition that covers the road,
right,
and that's complete, and it's been approved.
yes,
We have a covenant put on by the
planning board.
planning board that covers the construction of the road,
And
and that's complete.
and the timetables with releases.
Right, so the only thing we're worried about in this particular case is this lot and issuing a notice, an order of conditions for it, approving a notice. So we should just concentrate on the lot, not, because the other stuff is covered.
Yeah, but basically, if you write an order of conditions for that lot, it has to reference back to the other stuff that's covered, I guess, basically is
Why?
what Mark is saying.
I'm only saying that because it seems like you were uncomfortable with even listening to them tonight. I think, to John's point,
I just don't.
we do need to
I think
focus on the
we're-
lot, but if you're uncomfortable, to put a condition referencing backwards to the first order of conditions wouldn't hurt. I think you'd probably feel more comfortable.
I would, that,
And-
this all has to get
So,
so far along, and also.
which is already in
checkpoints.
writing from,
Right, but checkpoints, to even, I don't think this set spells out clearly enough, when you get to this step, call
That's-
Mark to go look, he needs to have the, be
so put a
involved.
condition in to, and again, I don't know that you can do that, but there's a town planner or somebody else that's gonna go out and do inspections from a roadway standpoint. So maybe
Have
have,
a town planner,
well, occasionally we do.
okay?
And if we don't, then they use, a private entity to come out and do that for them.
Correct.
So just maybe within these conditions, which we're kind of beyond that. I mean, we already did the road stuff, so the best thing you have is Mark's eyes and ears to just periodically either make inspections or to try to find out through the planning board who's doing their inspections and see if he could be present.
Well,
Just,
he doesn't have to worry about the plan, but he has to worry about our conditions, I think, and stick with that. And I mean, we've been working with the planning board
So I
right
think
along,
that-
because we piggybacked on them for the, peer
Peer
review,
review,
so,
yeah.
okay.
well then why do we
So
have to
my
even, why do
point-
we have to even worry about it then? Because if we're not gonna piggyback off them, only worry about our conditions,
Right.
then why do we have to worry about the construction of the road?
Because it's an open
Order of conditions.
order of conditions.
And it'll be
All
taken
right.
care of.
Let Matt have a
with
turn over
I have
here.
a question, so we have a little bit concerned with the driveway we talked about. So what's the square footage on the roof on this?
I don't know, but it was all calculated during the original drainage report.
Do you have the calculations, like how many gallons that's going into the?
Not on me, but it was, the approved drainage report has, and it took into account the roof.
Mark has it right there.
that's a copy you wanna see.
Yeah. Just, you know, if you're concerned with the drainage, it's obviously.
It's not that it won't work, it's just the process of getting it in place. And that's part of the approval process
Yeah,
with the
which
planning
is part of
board.
the order of conditions. that
Correct
were
me if I'm
already
wrong though, okay? You can't pull a permit for a house until the road is in. Am I right?
Well, to a point, like usually it's binder down or something, and
Your drainage has
Well,
to
your
be
drain-
working and functioning, binder
Right.
down.
Right.
there'll be a
So-
point that they can release a lot to be built on prior to the final sign
Prior
offs
to
of the
the
road.
final paving.
Right.
But the road
But that's
has to be
completed.
constructed and the drainage has to be constructed. Correct?
Again, I'd have to read through
So what I'm
the
saying
covenants,
is.
but yeah,
I think-
basically.
I think we're doubling effort here that we
Okay.
don't need to.
Okay,
Because the original order conditions covers everything that has to do with drainage and
Right.
roadway.
And the
Everything
road.
is already covered. This order conditions will only cover the house, back half of the house, and some grading in the 100-foot buffer. That is the only thing this order conditions will cover.
All right,
It would
so-
just be a standard order. If you wanted to reference the original order, that's fine. That order's already open, so it really doesn't need to be referenced, but you could.
so how is the motion gonna sound? Somebody wants to make a motion, how is it gonna sound?
I would say, I would motion to close the hearing and issue a order of conditions.
With all of our
All of
standard,
our standard. And if you feel like you need to, we can reference the open order of conditions on the road.
And I already said, I don't think our standard order of conditions is enough, we have to add on,
So you,
like he said, referencing other, certain conditions from the previous filing.
I don't think you reference certain conditions, you just reference
The whole thing.
Reference the whole thing.
Incorporate it by reference. Herein.
Because those all have to be taken care of anyways.
SC 192-917.
Thank you.
All right, so you want to do it again nice and clear so that we can do it?
I make a motion to close the hearing for
lot
Lot
one,
1 Pinecrest Village
SC 192-950.
and issue a standard order of conditions,
All our standard.
all our, and issue an order of conditions, including all our standard, plus referencing the open order of conditions on the roadway.
second.
As long as you include reference conditions from SC 192-917.
That's what I said.
Okay.
That's the roadway one. He said
Yes,
that.
That is, but he didn't.
So with that point of clarity, I do second John's motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. They talked me into it, I guess.
We want to do it, wait for the next meeting.
Huh?
yeah, that'll be our Christmas meeting.
Yeah.
All right, don't expect you to be getting it anytime soon. I got 21 days.
That is
Doesn't matter.
perfectly fine. We are just fine with that.
Okay. So the next one shouldn't be as hard, should it?
No.
All right, next, lot 2. This is a request for determination, Pinecrest Drive. I need a motion to open the hearing.
So moved.
I'll read the notice of public hearing pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, the Wetland Protection Act. The Lakeville Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on November 13th, 2025 at 6:30 PM at the police station, 323 Bedford Street, for a filing of a request for determination of applicability. The applicant, Maroney Building and Contracting Incorporated, is proposing to construct a single-family home with amenities that include a garage, paved driveway, septic system, and private well. The private well and some minor grading associated with the construction of the house are within the 100-foot buffer of the bordering vegetative wetlands and are located on the abutting property. The project is located off Pinecrest Drive and is also identified as Assessors Map 43, Block 7, Lot 1. You're up.
Hello, Jason Youngquist, Outback Engineering. Everything that we just said at the last meeting, ditto.
Except to a smaller scale.
Yes, so on this one, the 100-foot buffer just cuts through the edge of the lot. There's a little bit of grading and the well are in that area. Again, all the drainage and sequencing and everything for the subdivision is all taken care of with the previous order of conditions that is still open, that will all be addressed during roadway construction.
Is this going uphill?
That is uphill.
Okay.
So again, we could condition referencing back to the roadway.
The open.
Order of conditions.
So Nancy, I guess the real question is where it's an RDA, would you feel comfortable? I mean, it's certainly less impact.
It is, but it would be, I would say a -3 with a condition that we reference the conditions from SE 192-917.
So moved.
To close the hearing and?
Yes.
Sorry,
Worst,
Lori.
worst motion ever.
All right, to close the hearing and issue a -3 determination referencing the conditions from SE 192-917 as that number 3 condition.
Again, John?
So moved.
I will second his motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Sorry for the confusion. And hopefully the next time I come back, it'll be nice and simple and you guys will be happy to see
I
it.
haven't seen anything
But you
simple
do
from
realize
you.
how much trouble that whole neighborhood has had.
It is.
And I'm sure Greg does too over the years, and we just don't want to add to,
I built on both sides.
Okay.
Over on, the other one there, Woodland Ridge, same thing. Over there,
and those people down below work
Jason,
really
thanks for the
hard.
explanation. That's, I'm just trying
Yeah,
to,
you have houses here and a wetland above, behind it.
Yeah.
Elevated wetland there.
And they worked hard on that frog pond and getting that whole drainage all, that was years of that frog pond and then the, whatever going down to the pond, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Believe me, yeah.
Okay.
Solve the problem with mine all the time. We'll just start digging down there.
Well, you guys have a good evening.
You too.
You also.
Happy holidays.
You too.
thank you.
all right.
Thank you, everyone.
See ya.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Okay. These and these. Okay, so that's not gonna get easier. Maybe a little. 52 Clear Pond Road. We're going to continue 52 Clear Pond Road to December 16th. I need a
6:30.
motion to continue it to December 16th at 6:30 PM at the Council on Aging.
I will make a motion to continue the hearing for 52 Clear Pond Road Enforcement Order / Restoration Plan until December 16th, 6:30 PM at the Council on Aging Building.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so I would like to just speak to it just a little bit.
That was easy. Talk about it.
I did see a plan Lori circulated.
Well, here's the deal. We have no new information this time, but when I went back and looked again, because it still just keeps resurfacing its head, at the enforcement order went to Arthur Linton, and we now have a new property owner. And my one question is, this enforcement order, when Arthur owned the house, should have been recorded at the Plymouth Registry of Deeds, and Lori was already gone today before I could ask her if that was done. So my concern is if that wasn't done, then we probably need to
You
do
saying
another
do a new one?
enforcement order to the new owner and make sure it gets recorded.
Except the order goes, it always goes to the owner, but I'm not sure when that owner is declared, when it's registered at Registry of Deeds, right? That's the official transfer?
Well, I think the next step is to find out if that was done. I mean, I'm kind of going backwards on this one.
Who would have filed? Who would have been responsible
Arthur,
for filing that at the registry?
Yes.
You don't think that happened?
Yeah.
right.
So we issue an enforcement order and they're required to report it.
Anymore.
That doesn't work.
Well, it's the same thing with a lot of these things just don't get followed up. That's why I get so concerned when, like, it's always just paperwork and all that, because things just happen and get out
Yeah,
of.
but if somebody would put an enforcement order against me, I wouldn't record it.
I would take the time to go to the registry of deeds?
It's just not really logical.
No. I would think that would be somebody else's responsibility,
Or the town,
the enforcee.
right, it would be our responsibility to attach that to the deed of the property.
I think under the regs, if they don't file it, commission can file it for them. I'd have to pull that up. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
Yeah, I think that's
correct.
worth looking
I'd
into.
like to know if anyone was ever filed.
By
Any
the
enforcement order was ever filed by the person.
recipient.
Jesse James filed all of the
Yeah.
enforcement.
It was, here it is. It's written and signed. I acknowledge that the above date, I received an enforcement order, and I understand this enforcement order must be recorded, blah, blah, and signed by Arthur Linton. That's why I'm saying, I think we need to do another one, because this probably never happened, but like I say, Lori was gone today before I thought about it. And it's just been kind of
Okay,
rolling
so-
along, so.
Got a little bit of research to do before we do anything more. So
Right.
we've continued it and hopefully,
But I think-
Is that a statutory thing? Is that something Massachusetts requires?
Yeah, DEP requires, if you give an enforcement order, it has to be recorded.
There are
So,
there are some conservation commissions that routinely charge the applicant to record it.
See, I would be more in favor of that and then us doing it than leaving it up to that guy to do it.
You know who usually does this is the engineers usually do it.
Okay.
Because there's no incentive on the part of the owner to go
Right.
and do it.
Right.
But these guys will make money. It cost you $125 for us to go and do this.
Well, plus if they're the official engineer on the job, it's their license.
It's their license. Yeah, yeah.
I could see that. I can't see.
but there was no engineer in this case.
No,
No.
no.
so I think it needs to be done. I
Okay.
don't think we should be waiting until December 16th, because they're coming back on December 16th with a restoration plan, and I already asked Mark to write a letter to say, we're not waiting till the meeting, till the day before, till anything, to see the plans or bring it with you. Mark was gonna write a letter.
So-
The deadline for plans for the December 16th meeting is December 9th.
So can I
Yeah.
just go full circle with this?
Yes.
I just wanna, it's not like a surprise. The current owner knows that there was one once. He's here trying to restore it.
Right,
So if we found that it was never recorded by the previous owner, us reinstating the enforcement, the violation still exists. The current owner knows about it. It's not even like we're doing a mean thing.
right.
It's just, we're closing the paperwork loop on what never got done. We have the evidence and the signed documents from the previous owner, and it appears he didn't follow through, so here, to the new owner.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
Yes.
So would you like approval from the board to file a new enforcement
No,
order
I think,
if
how about-
there isn't one on file?
Right, but how we could ratify it at that next meeting, or do you, because they're not here, I would think that.
I don't even think it would be a
something
problem to call the new owner, and just say, hey, we noticed this.
Yeah, no, I will definitely call them. I called them today, see, because I didn't even know
I-
today
again, I-
that they weren't gonna be here.
It's not like you're slapping something on him
No,
that's, you're
no.
just trying to close the
It's not
paperwork
a mad
loop on
thing.
something
It's
that.
like, it's the steps. It's always following the procedure and the steps, and something got lost in the.
It's not like the
We're not
violation goes
changing
away
anything. Right,
if that didn't get
Right.
filed.
Right.
It's still there and he
Right.
purchased it
Right.
knowing about it.
Right.
I would imagine if he purchased it knowing about it, it's probably on file.
he did, he was right there. He was, the other day I brought this
Right.
to Arthur, I think, so. Yeah, so I don't think it's a problem. I'm just trying to keep us,
Do you need anything from us?
no. I don't think so. I think it's something that Mark can.
Follow up with Derek?
I would say to find out exactly,
Well, you can go online and find out if it's been recorded.
yeah,
Yeah,
So-
we can ask Lori tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we ever got anything back, and if it was, it's partly, and I would be the first one to own up to say it's partly our fault too, because it's really hard to keep track of this stuff.
It's not our fault. It's not, I don't think that's anybody's fault.
Well, that we didn't,
I think
we,
you can actually go on the
it said right on there, it's supposed to record it, nobody
And do a
checked,
search by.
so.
But somebody acknowledged it in writing and signed
Yeah,
it.
they
It's been
did,
recorded.
they did, and then they didn't do it, so, but
But we
we
don't know
talked
that they
about
did,
that.
we don't know that they didn't do it.
Right, we don't know they didn't do it, but we've talked about it before, like keep a running list, because this is every single thing, all the orders and conditions we do all the time have to be recorded in Plymouth, and we need some kind of like a, you know,
But I understand that because that's somebody trying to get a project moving. It's in their best interest to go,
right,
but a enforcement order that's required to be
so maybe we
recorded.
should be doing it.
Right, that's
Definitely.
what I'm saying. There might be a failure in the system. It doesn't sound like it would be in anybody's best interest to record an
There's a lot of
enforcement
things to
order
keep
against their own
track of,
property.
even when we tell people all the time, call the heavy siltation barrier check, that doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah,
And we, you know, he's part-time,
well, I'm around. You can always call me. I'll go check.
but it'd have to, if they don't call, we don't know, and then we
Oh, I
go and
get you.
look and they're all done, it's like,
Yeah,
so, okay,
Yeah, take care of it.
we'll fix it,
Yep.
okay, there we go. All
So,
right,
we're-
next,
one other thing,
yep,
for the property, so I talked to Steve Schmiel, who I guess is still
recuperating.
recuperating and is still the wetlands ecologist working on the restoration plan. I don't know. It was a little bit up in the air. That's all,
you'll
but
be at the next meeting,
he'll be at the next meeting, but next Tuesday, so that's the 18th, I think, at 10.
oh, is
I'm
that
gonna
still,
meet, yeah, I'm gonna meet
for an on-site visit,
on-site visit if you're available.
if anybody's
can you text
interested,
me
go and we'll
tomorrow?
send out an email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what
Please
time?
do.
10?
10,
Yeah, just shoot me a text in the morning. I'll meet you.
yeah.
I won't remember.
Next Tuesday,
Yeah.
right,
Oh, you know what? Let me try putting it in.
okay. Okay, so, next,
Legal advertising.
I'll send a reminder to everybody.
All right, yeah, that'd be great.
all right, this has happened a couple of times already, because when this happened and they changed the law, I knew it. And we've had a couple of cases that came through. John, you were on one of them with me where we went and looked, at some, dumping some rocks out front. But they've changed it, the law, that you don't have to do a legal ad for an RDA.
Oh.
And I've known that for a long time. Everybody kept arguing with me. But it's, so, you do not have to. So we need to decide. Some of them we've done, some of them we haven't done. I think the judgment's kind of been whether or not it's something that's
When you say something we've done, something we haven't, the legal ad,
the legal ad. There was a couple that, when I first found out, there was a couple that got through and we didn't do them. And then Lori said, that didn't really change. And she had looked at MACC and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it did. And so a couple got by. Then Lori said that never changed. So then we started
So it
to
has
do it
changed.
again, but it has changed.
So there is no requirement for a legal.
But my
Let's follow
thought
the
is
law.
some of the And I don't know what kind of a judgment that would be, but some things are, like if it's in a neighborhood and you know it's wicked controversial, like we just saw, that things have been going on there, are we protecting the neighbors or whatever by not having a legal ad? Or if somebody's just chopping down a tree and they don't even live near anybody, who cares? How do we want to handle that is my question.
Joe,
Yes,
the green card gentleman,
yes,
for an RDA, are any mailings required for butters?
No.
no,
So so put it this way.
Yep.
If you feel that notifications are necessary, make it an NOI. Say, no, we're not doing RDA for that.
Good idea.
So if you feel uncomfortable because of the neighborhood, no, you're under the spotlight, you're in a goldfish bowl in the middle of everything, and all the neighbors are gonna say, why is he? And I had to just make them all NOIs. In that case. No, I'm not saying eliminate RDAs. What I'm saying is, if you don't feel comfortable with it being an RDA, that it's not a notification, like the folks with the shed tonight, RDA. Fine. But
They had to put it in the paper.
But
Because we haven't had the discussion
Well, but we
yet.
can't require them to do something that is not legal, right? We don't have the
We could
authority,
give them a choice.
well, we don't have the authority to require them to do a legal ad for an RDA if it's not a law.
unless they felt.
If they want to do it on
if they
their own,
wanna do
that's
it on
their,
their own,
that's
it's
their
added
business.
protection.
Well, how about giving them a choice? If you want to notice it in the paper so your neighbors know, okay, if not, we're gonna have an
Yeah,
NOI
we-
so it gets in the paper.
We can
because
ask that
feel-
question, but we
Yeah.
can't require it.
Can we give them a choice? Because you need an engineered plan mostly for an NOI.
yeah, I understand what you're
Plus,
saying.
fees, the
I
final
understand what you're
fees
saying.
are
So
more.
yeah, if you, so said applicant comes in,
Yeah,
says, I want to do X and Y.
And I don't want
Normally
my
you could
neighbors
say,
to know.
yeah, we're doing RDA in that, but the runoff in that area,
Because
we've
of your
had
neighborhood,
so many
the runoff,
complaints
yeah.
and whatever. If you want an RDA, you have to do post it legally in the newspaper and bring us in the legal ad so that we can read it. If you don't,
we usually
We-
do the posting, so we'd have the legal ad. Lori does, I think. the
And if you
postings.
don't want to do that, then we're going to require you to do an NOI.
NOI, yeah, that is our choice.
But that's essentially saying you have to do a legal ad for an RDA.
No, but it's giving them a choice.
Yeah, not really.
but I don't think that we should be forcing legal ads on every RDA.
No, I don't either.
If that's not the requirement.
Right,
And it is a simple
cut down a tree.
cut down a tree and grind down, and you're really not even digging the stump out. That's a RDA, and it doesn't require.
Simple.
And what happens oftentimes is, in that case, neighbors will call and you say, yeah, no, they filed and it's.
Yeah, we're aware they filed with us. If you want to come and check out the paperwork, we could provide it to you, or copy at the office.
Yeah. It
If
didn't
you need
lie,
to
it
do the
didn't
same
lie
thing,
to them.
and so I think John would agree with me, to make the RDA process as streamlined and uncumbersome would help for people to come in and file for things that
They wouldn't ordinarily.
they may normally have that attitude of, we'll just do it on the weekend
Correct.
and try to get away with it.
People have been pretty good lately,
Been
I
filed,
think,
unfortunately.
especially about the trees and
Yeah.
stuff. It's pretty simple. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, all right, good. So, meeting minutes, Joe?
Make a motion. We accept the minutes of the August 12th, 2025 meeting of the Lakeville Conservation Commission as corrected
Oh, boy.
because,
What just happened?
Nothing.
Oh,
because AI thought it was smarter than Laurie, and Laurie won.
Oh.
So I made a minor correction, but otherwise it's fine.
so as amended is what we're supposed to say?
As amended.
All right, so motion to Accept the minutes
Accept
as,
the minutes.
Okay.
As corrected.
That's the motion.
That's the motion.
Second,
all in favor?
I was giving
Aye.
somebody else. an
Abstain.
opportunity.
Okay.
It's still prior to my time,
Okay.
so.
All right, wetland bylaw, I'm still working on our training, which has been recommended by Human Resources that we invite everybody and have it at the library.
Oh, training?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, about importance of wetlands and why we should be doing this and all the boards, the planning board and the zoning board, everybody
Open to the
should be
public
invited.
or just for the boards?
Everybody,
Open to the public. And is there an expense to that?
yeah, it comes out of training money.
We
which
have
now you
training
have to
money?
go- Yeah, all the training money from everybody goes to HR, so I put the request and I put it in the last packet.
Oh, okay,
Was the request for the training.
okay.
So I still gotta iron out who's coming and get a estimate and, whatever. And it's MACC, called Rent an Expert Program, so.
What's the capacity on a meeting like that at the COA?
No, she said have it at the library.
At
is what Lacey
library,
said. Yeah,
okay.
have it at the library. So probably by January, by the time we figure it out and get it all lined up.
Okay.
Alrighty? So that's
Motion,
it.
motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.